Hello, Skyliners. Welcome back to Super-Duperville, episode 42. I'm having visions, dude. Ha! I'm Mike of Dragon Rider Gaming. Thank you very much for joining me today. We have one very simple goal, and that is to start the development of Kaleidoscopia. And we're going to get right to it. So here's where we left off last time. Just got all the roads in place and everything into our nice multi-staged angled pattern going into the center of the city. And that's where we're going to start, I think, today, is the center of the city. Let me zoom in here. It doesn't look that big until you get in here. And you see the size of a regular tree comparative to all these areas around it. It ends up growing very, very big very quickly. So I want to start in the center of the city and work our way out on this one instead of working on the outside in. And one of the things I started thinking about, in fact, I'm going to get the game going right now so we can start making some money because we're going to burn through some money pretty quick. One of the things I was thinking about was unique buildings. And I was like, you know, instead of putting a park in the center of the city like we've done in Stutopia, like we did in Positiveville, for Kaleidoscopia, I'd like to have a center point, but I'd kind of like to use a unique building in order to do it. And I'd like to look through a few of these to see what we have available. As a tall kind of centerpiece that's currently available anyway, I don't really see anything so far. Here we go, transport tower. So that's pretty darn big, right? And it has a pretty decent radius of effect there for... I know there's a noise radius. Noise pollution is 25, but entertainment is 50. So it goes out, that green circle is the entertainment circle. So that would satisfy if we put that in the center. I don't think I have any other ones in that one. Let's see here. We got Colossal Orders headquarters, but that doesn't do anything for entertainment value. It just would be a very big centerpiece to put down there. So if we turn it the right way, there we go, CO. So that could be a cool centerpiece, you know, and it's a very tall building as well. What else do we have here? Anything else in this one? No. Don't really see anything here. Okay. We have this one. This one isn't bad. This is the Servicing Services offices. We got that one. We got this one. This is really tall. That's pretty darn big. That is the high interest tower. It has an entertainment value. It branches out into that next section, so that's pretty cool. Observation tower. This one, oh, see now. Okay. See, I think I just made up my mind right there. That's a perfect centerpiece. It's super tall. It's going to be taller than any of the buildings we put around it. Look at the radius of effect on that. That entertainment radius is 100, has a 75 unit noise pollution. You can kind of see that orange ring hovering on the inside, so it just goes outside of that area. No big deal because we're not putting residentials right there in that first octagon ring, whatever. I think we're going to go with this. So I think this will be a really good one to put down. We can center it up on the city, and it's super tall. And it'll be able to kind of be like a really nice center point. And it's an entertainment value because it draws in visitors. Has a 340 person visitor capacity. That's really awesome. So it's going to draw people into the city, right? It's a touristy point, right? So it's going to draw people into the city. So let's start with that. I think, actually, we'll go really small. We'll go with just an alleyway, a two-way alley. And I think we'll just do kind of a draw it across kind of thing here. I'm actually going to do an anarchy and go all the way across so I get a nice plus sign in the middle. And then let's take another glance at this. How big is this? It is, if I hover over these squares, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 squares. So that's 6 units in diameter plus a road. So we're going to go 8 units. We will go 8 units. So we'll go out 4. So we'll go out to here. Let's draw in a square. There we go. Get rid of these ones on the inside. There we go. So that's kind of a cool little, you know, central park area thing. Now if we go to drop this in, yes, as I feared, it might drop onto one side, but let's see here if we can center this up. I can't see through that way, can I? Okay, so we're gonna have to do this a little bit harder. Let's try and center it here as best we can manually, like that. It's not giving us a broken connection, so that's good. It looks like it may have linked up to one of those roads, so that's awesome. And that gives us a sweet center point to our city. I like it. I friggin' like it. Okay, so let's get into it here. Let's start putting in some of our businesses here. So I'm going to start with the low density commercial. And that is going to go, we'll start up here with it. Why not? Just put it in up here, and we'll put it in down here. This is probably more than what we should be doing at the time, but what the heck. I'm just going to flow with it. They will come in and build up as they can and as populated areas start coming into the zone. So we will do offices on the north and south end. However, before I go jumping into offices, I want to establish our transport hubs in this area. So I'm going to drop in our inner city bus terminal here. And I think I'll put it on this side, because we're going to have buses in this city as well. So it's going to be nice to have a hub here in the center that all the buses come into and link into, right, for their routes and such. I mean, we're not going to have the internal buses link into here, but it'd be nice to have all the outer city buses come in here, and then they can jump on whatever bus to go around the area inside here. So, but you know what? I'm going to drop in a bus depot, and we'll put that on the south side. Why not? What the heck? And that way it's just an alternative location to put, because we only have the one other bus depot, and I think it's here. Yeah, we have a bus depot here. Pretty sure that's a bus depot. Yeah. And that's the only one in the whole city. So having another one down here works out nicely, so we can have buses spit out of both locations. And now that I have those in place, I will go in and we can put in office areas around these areas. Do. That's good. That works out. However, on this one, I think I'm going to back this off just a hair, just so that no office areas come super close to that. I think that'll be better, yeah. Awesome. So now these are going to be municipals on both these sides. So if I look at the first thing I want to put in here, I think is garbage. I know, oddly enough, that's a weird thing to put in. But let's put in one of our waste transfer facilities here, and I think that'll fit. Yep, that fits good. That fits on that side. And then can we put, what else can we put here? That's too small of an area for fire, police, or healthcare. I don't want to put education right behind it because it has pollution available, or pollution involved. How about another unique building? That might work out. What else do we have here? Ziggurat, that's not really what I'm looking for. Aviation club, that's too big. That's of course too big. A lot of these are too big up that way. Let's get down to the smaller offices. The oppression office. Let's see, now that's not that big. That might work. Yeah, let's put that in here. The office of oppression. You gotta like that. We'll stick that down towards that end, but not quite right at the end. So it's kind of a cool little entertainment value place. What else do we have we can put in here? We got this tax office. This I think is a downloaded asset. It's still the same tax office, and it actually collects taxes. So that might be cool to put in. Stick that on this side. That kind of works next door to oppression and taxes, right next door to each other. That's kind of cool. I like that. So there's that side. You know what? I talked about putting in a church. Why don't we put in a church here? And I'm thinking in my mind here, we said no healthcare, but what if we got a cemetery in this area? So cemetery could fit on that side, but will one of my churches, let's go back to these churches. Geez, that's really big. That's really big. That's not bad. Yeah, that's not bad. That could fit, maybe. I don't know if it'll fit next to that or not. That's even better. That's even smaller. I kind of like that. So why don't I... See, I can't get this to face out on the straight and narrow, so what if I had it facing in like it is right now? So if I put that, say, yeah, hold on, let's turn off anarchy. Put it right there. Can I get a road next to that? Another alleyway, let's say. That can go next to this, go right across. Like that. Will that work? I think that will. Yeah, that might work just fine. And then can we put, yeah, see, I want it facing inward as well. That's cool. Can we get this centered up here? Let's try and get this as centered as we can. Right like that. I think that's pretty darn good right there. Awesome. Now we just need to figure out a way to link it into the road. Okay. Now for the tough part. Yeah, this is going to be the tough part. So if I go down each side of the cemetery, so we got roads going down both sides of the cemetery. Is that centered? That doesn't look centered, is it? 7 and 8. Okay. So if we came straight in on that, how about this side? Wait, that is definitely not centered. It is to the top, but we actually want to come... Can we get down one? Let's see if we can... Oh, there it is. Yep, 8 to the top, 7 to the bottom. That's the same on that side. Come straight into there. Good. Yeah. It's going to be a little weird looking, I think, to start with. A little funky little curve there, but that kind of works out good. I like that. And now we have a little church here. Check out this little church. Little brick church. There's little exits that come and hook up right to the road here, right? That link in right to the road. That's awesome. Little back entrance. And right across from the church is a cemetery thing that we can carry in some dead bodies. That's awesome. In fact, I might even pull it back that way some. No, I think we're all right. I mean, that's quite a bit of a gap off the backside, but you know what? It works, and I'm okay with that. Look at that. The first ring's like done. We got that filled in pretty quickity quick. So the next ring is going to be a people ring. So I think I'm going to switch over to just a standard 2-lane road. And I want to fill in the center so that we maximize the people coming into the area. So we got a 22 unit length here. So if I went half of that at 11, that brings me halfway in. And then if I can get this angle here, I'm looking to try and get it at 67.5, and it's going to be hard because there's so many overlapping things. Let's turn off road connectors. Let's turn off snapping and curves, and then maybe, yeah, see, it's still trying to link into those even with those off. Let's go in here and turn all that off. There we go. Now I got free reign. So I want to go at 10 units, and I want it at 67.5, 67.5 right there. And that should give us a good angle that is exactly on the other side. So I got to turn back on snapping real quick to grab this point. And we go out 10 units, 67.5. Right there. Sweet. And that allows us to build some houses on the inside, as well as houses around the outside of that area as well. So that's pretty cool. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go around the rest of the circle and I'm going to fill these in with the rest of these roads. And it's going to be a little tricky because I don't want to have to do that every single time. So I'm going to kind of cheat with a move it mod. Select nodes only. Nodes, just nodes. Come on. I want that one, this one, and this one. And we're going to copy. Yep. And then see if I can't paste these in to the area correctly. So that's going to get us started. I'm going to wait for that to start to fill in. And in the meantime, let's look at trying to get some healthcare and police, fire, and education. Let's actually start with education, because I think what I want to put in down here is that modern elementary and high school again in this area. But I want to make sure that I'm putting them in this outer section to help draw in people. Yeah, that looks like a good idea to me. I'm going to put one on this end here. And then we'll go opposite and we'll go on this end here. And then we'll switch to the high school. We'll put the high school on the other end. Will it fit? Oop, I'm going to turn off anarchy, make sure it does fit. Whoops, I got everything turned off. Hold on, I got to go like this. Turn everything back on. And then turn it off that way. I know it's weird. Sometimes it stops giving you that you're breaking the law kind of thing. Yeah, high school will fit there. That's great. Awesome. So we'll put one in there. We'll put one in down here. Sweet. Now that's going to make a lot of people happy and start drawing some people into the area. But we need to get some fire and police. And I bet we can fit all these guys in here. We don't have a lot of money right now, but... Where did... oh, jeez, I'm in the wrong square. I was like looking at the wrong spot. I'm like, wait a second, where'd everybody go? So if we put a police headquarters on this side down here, and then the same thing up here, and switch over to fire, put a fire headquarters here. Where's that end up being? 2 off? Yeah, we'll go here. And their counterpart down here. 2 off the edge. Nice. And you know what? Education, let's put in some libraries in this area, right? Get some public libraries put in down here, and that might encourage some people to be higher educated. We're going to have a lot of office space in this area, so it's going to be important to make sure that people get the highest education possible to fill the jobs that are going to be in this area. Lastly is a hospital, and we're really going to spend the rest of our money here, aren't we? 65,000. Yeah, we're going to get low on money, so it'll be good to wait for people to get moved into the area. Will that fit? That does fit. Look at that. Holy crap, that filled in nicely. Look at that square. I keep wanting to call them squares. Ha! Yeah. That worked out friggin' awesome. Oh, it's tubular, dude. Oh, it's so sweet, man. Right. Okay, anyway, enough of the stoner voice. Okay, so in the center here, since all the rest of this stuff is starting to fill in, I think what I'm going to do is put in office space in this area. We'll start with the outer ring, and then once those fill in, we'll figure out what to do with this inner area. Alright, so I'm going to go around real quick. I'm going to put in the rest of the roads into these areas here and out here. This is going to take a little while to do. And then once I get those in place, I'm going to go around and I'm going to fix all these roads here that have multiple things going on. I'm going to go through and fix all those. I'm going to be right back. I'm not going to do a speed build, I think, for that. I'm just going to snap to it. And I'll be back with you as soon as I'm done. Okay, so I'm back. Finally got everything in place. Took a while to get all these legs and everything in place and the roads rebuilt, but all of the residential extra legs of roads are in place now, and we also went in and fixed all the intersections, so everything has 2 lanes turning right, a dedicated bus lane and a regular lane turning right, and a lane turning left for these 3-way intersections, and then at the 4-way intersections it's just a dedicated lane each way, except for coming out of the residential areas, which I don't think are going to be that busy of a traffic jam that it causes that much of a backup. The other thing I might do here after some observation, as the city gets busier, this is going to become a problem having every single one of these intersections here with traffic lights. So I'm going to monitor this. I'm going to leave it as it is for right now, but I will monitor that and adjust that as necessary. As we see, it's growing and getting back to normal. I had to go in here and fix a little error that I made. I put low density residential here and here opposite of the high density residential when it was supposed to go next to it. So I had to destroy that and rebuild. So they're in the process of moving back in, and I got the other high density in as well. So I think that's growing very, very nicely. I threw some dog parks out here on the outskirts at 4 different points. They have a great effect radius if I turn this on. So that's a really good effect radius. They pretty much overlap to cover all of the residential zones on the inside of them, plus what the observation tower is doing for that entire, it basically is that same thing like it is highlighted now for the dog park. So they are benefiting everybody on the inside. If I turn on F1, you see everybody is a very light blue, very, very happy. Just a couple people on the very outskirts here. But when we go to put in our monuments, we will start putting in our monuments out in these areas, out this way, and that will help overlap what we've already overlapped, and I think that will work out very nicely. Okay, so that's going to do it for this episode as we look at our inner Kaleidoscopia city, and it's really starting to grow up. I like how that's turning out, and I like growing it from the inside out. That's a different way of doing it. It's kind of cool. Next episode, we're going to start putting in some bus lanes and continue to put down those monument parks around the next couple rings out to fill in that area. If you like what you've seen here, please drop me a like and a comment. I'd like to hear some feedback from you guys on that. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification. And until next time, this is Mike of Dragon Rider Gaming, and thank you very much. Take care, stay safe, and we will see you in the next episode, everybody. Bye-bye now.